Okay, and welcome to Social Media with Raquel. I am Raquel Ramirez, social media trainer, and today I am so excited to have with us Rose Burkhardt, and she is a shop owner on Instagram. She has an amazing shop, and she's also in a transition of becoming a trainer and expert for other e-commerce shops. So we are so glad you got your microphone to work. Woohoo!
I'm excited, and I wish my lighting was a little better, but that's okay. I can live with that. I can live with these.
Yes, as long as we can hear you, we're set. Okay, so Rose, tell me a little bit about it. How did you go about even having a shop? How did you grow this business or start it?
So two different ways. First of all, the e-commerce stuff is all you. You encouraged me. I'm trying to get the lighting a little better. You encouraged me just last week on doing this e-commerce thing with just seeing some of the things I've worked on. And I am super excited about starting the new e-commerce thing. The thing that I've done for the last 2 years is a children's clothing line and also parents. So yes, I'm in the middle of transitioning that to my partner. She'll be taking it over, and I will be moving on to this e-commerce. And then I will also be starting a faith-based tea line, which I'm super excited about. So I fell into the Instagram world when I was pregnant, and I don't know, I used to blog, actually. I blogged for about 8 years. And then Instagram became the new blog. And now Snapchat is becoming the new Instagram. So here I am.
And so how did you decide, like, oh, because where were you first promoting your shirt line? Where were you first, after you had the shirt, you thought, how are you actually going to get it to sell? Did you think, I'm going to do a little physical location? I'm going to take it to craft fairs? Or how did you come up with a strategy to, how are you going to sell this product you have?
Well, Instagram has been our only basis. I'm not sure. Let's see. Let me remember back to then. We both had baby boys, my partner and I, and we decided that there was not a lot of cute baby boy clothes. So we were going to offer our own. And I think she had some experience with Instagram because she had been on a little longer than I. I think I was on very minimally, very kind of like private feed until we started the shop, and then I went full force into it. So I think she had kind of been in the small shop world, and we decided to open the shop together to sell baby boy clothes that are cute, and it just took off from there. So I think that's how we decided to go with the Instagram route.
Did you just kind of discover like the world of Instagram as it pertains to shops, or did you go to a training, or did you know what you were going to do, or did you kind of go through a lot of hurdles to kind of learn things?
We went through a lot of hurdles. Everything was by trial and error. We would try one thing, we would see another shop do something, and we would try that. So we've been around since July 2014, and we did a lot of giveaways. I remember our first giveaway was this very badly put together image with strange, products kind of cut out on it. And we had maybe 10 people in our giveaway, and it was great, and we loved it. We didn't really have much of a process. We would just try something and see if it worked. We gained relationships with our followers. We did a couple pre-orders in the beginning, and those went really well. Some of them we were stuck with some overstock, so we ended up just transitioning to making our own teas, and then for a while we made handmade stuff as well. Trial and error, lots of trial and error.
And was it just you and your business partner who were handling all the social media stuff?
Yes. So that's talking about then. Do you want me to talk about now or then?
Oh, sure. All right. When you started doing your social media accounts, anything you guys were doing, were you guys just kind of doing it yourselves? Did you get a social media manager, or was it just you guys just kind of in there?
So it was just us in there for a really long time. These past couple months, I have been, we have been delegating to our rep team. So we have an awesome brand rep team, super awesome, close relationships, lots of praying for each other. And we have 3 of them that will work with us. One is, she does our Facebook group, and the other does Pinterest. And then a third one runs a few comment pods for us. So that happened about, I'd say, a month and a half ago, which has been really awesome, because those are the things that are always on your plate, but you don't have time for them. You've got to focus on the priorities and knock those out, and the other things kind of fall by the wayside, and you hope one day to get them done, but you don't. So if you have a brand team, and generally brand teams are pretty loyal, at least a few of them.
What is a brand team? How do you go about starting that?
So some clothing lines, not all of them, but some clothing lines will run brand rep searches. People enter, and brand reps will, you will send them free items to wear and take pictures and post them on their feed for you, and then you'll use their pictures for website. Some people also do brand enthusiast, where people get a discount, and they don't, you still get pictures from the item. They might not be as good of pictures, or there might be one reason in particular that you didn't pick them to be a brand rep, but they still send you pictures. They just get a discount. They don't get free items. We actually chose to go with our brand enthusiast team to kind of delegate out these things, because they didn't mind working for free items, basically. So we send them some free items. One of them actually is she's just gung-ho. She's just awesome. We told her to order a free item, and she paid for it. And she's been running our Facebook group for like a month and a half, and got nothing in return. So
wait a minute. So the same brand reps, the people that are providing you the pictures with your products, you said that they're the ones that you're delegating to run your social media accounts.
Yes.
Wow.
Not the actual brand reps. So those are the ones that get the free ones, although you could do them too if they're up for it. But our brand enthusiasts, the ones who just get a discount. So in exchange for them working on some of our social media, we are giving them free items. So
brand reps and brand enthusiasts.
Yes.
And I'm assuming you're working with the moms, right? Not the kids.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, the kids are in the picture.
Sure.
But the mom is the one we're talking with, yes.
And that is adorable, because the pictures of the kids are always so stinking cute.
They're so cute. And there's so many of them. So many pictures of these kids.
Yeah, so how can you reject any of them, huh? That must be hard. That must be really hard to do.
That is hard. Actually, we've done 2. And, well, that'll be up to Kara now. But we decided not to do anymore, at least when I was involved, because it's just too hard. And plus, we have such a loyal team and such an awesome team going that we've developed a rapport with and a relationship with, that we really don't have a need for more.
So, okay.
Some people do actually, I believe Nels will send out items to, actually, I don't know if Nels does that. Don't take my word on it. They will ask people certain high engagement, high involvement feeds, and they will ask people to take pictures for them. Say, can I send you something? Will you take a picture for me? That's actually the way that I would recommend doing it, unless you want a team to work with you and work on your social media, which is pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. But for picture quality, I would suggest finding somebody with high engagement, really good pictures, and just asking them if they would take pictures if you send something.
Okay, so let me break down again that strategy for our viewers who are listening. And just to let you know, Nels is the administrator for that group that we talked about on Facebook group. She actually started the group. She's the owner of Heart of Gold, and she has an Instagram account also with over 20,000 some followers, and she does an amazing job. So one thing that she has done, and what Rose here was talking about, is when you see an account a particular follower who's following you, and they have a high engagement on their own page, and you could kind of see their aesthetic and how they're taking pictures and the quality of pictures that you're probably going to get when they provide them for you. And so you can kind of see the type of product, the type of picture you're going to get. And so this is what you're saying, Rose, that is what you do. You kind of go and look at their pages and see what type of engagement they have on their own page, and in order to consider them as being part of your brand family.
Yes. Yes. When you run a brand search, actually, okay, I have to introduce, this is Lynette Marie.
Hey.
She's on Facebook, and she is a rock star brand rep. Actually, that little girl that was in my lap just now is her little brand rep, and she's a rock star brand rep. So what she will do, and what I've done actually on my personal, is enter rep searches, and you put a hashtag on your photos, you post a photo saying this person's running a rep search, and then when the shop ends the rep search, they'll go through all those photos and pick out who they want and tag you and let you know that you're a brand rep for a brand enthusiast.
Wow. And do most people know when they're signing up for something like that, what that entails, what a brand rep is, what a rep enthusiast is? Like, do the parents know?
It's a whole nother world. Like, we have our shop mama world. It's a whole, it's a whole nother, like, we've got a shop mama world. They have their brand rep world. So most of them do know. Some of them who are starting out will enter a ton, and then they get overwhelmed because they're not necessarily picked to be a brand rep who gets free clothes.
I can imagine.
To be a brand enthusiast. And then
which one? Second place?
Second place. And required purchases.
Okay.
So then you're stuck with like a cart payment when you've got 15, 20 shops that you're required to purchase from every month. So it is definitely, I think people don't exactly know what they're getting into when they first start out, but after a while they figure it out. They slow down on the searches. They decide which shops that they really want to enter and really want to invest their time with. And they develop relationships with the shop owners. Like our team, Jeanette actually works with Little Misfits. She helps run her Instagram page, actually. So I think after a while, they start to just develop relationships with the shop owners and just start working with them.
And do you think that applies only to like when you're dealing with little kids, or do you ever see that with other type of shops that focus on like maybe just women or just men?
Yeah. Yes. Jeanette says yes. She's my extra expert here. She says yes. Yeah. So yes, I have seen it. Well, I don't know. You've seen it. Yes. And actually a lot of people have been asking me and sending me shirts, which I'm a lot easier subject than Logan. So that's really nice.
I bet.
He doesn't have to chase me around.
Still, yeah.
But yes, women, men too. Not as much with the men. Yeah, like a dad shirt or something. They'll ask them. Okay. Teenagers, sometimes they'll ask teenagers. I know Born Famous has a couple teenage reps. That's not a huge market, I don't think, in the Instagram shop world, so not a whole lot.
Yes, I think I did one. I had a brand rep when I kind of reached out to her. I'm more of the, I have a policy of don't reach out to me, I'll reach out to you kind of thing, because you don't know who you're going to get if someone's reaching out to you saying, hey, can I be your brand rep? Yeah. And sometimes they're not the right look, I guess, for you. So that's kind of weird to say like, thanks, but no thanks. So I kind of just keep that policy where let me reach out to you. And I've done that before where I reached out to a girl and I just kind of had to explain to her, this is what a brand rep does. And she's like, oh, wow. Now she's part of our Facebook community. So she has her own shop. So that worked out really great.
That's great.
Okay. So now, Rose, let's get into the meat and potatoes of what are your strategies, some of your strategies that you've implemented to see that big growth in your Instagram shop?
Okay. Where do we start?
From the beginning.
So as I was telling you earlier, that my biggest inspiration for all of this has been just Facebook group, Nell's group. I don't know why. go. Sorry, let me try and cut that out. Facebook groups, the Forest Glory Handmade, and then House of Chaos. Just so many moms willing to share their ideas and their inspiration. So for about 6 months, I would read them late at night. I would be filled with all these amazing ideas and then never do them. So I finally decided at one point that I am just gonna do what I see in front of me, and I'm not gonna pick something else up. I'm not even gonna go back to the Facebook group until I've started that one thing. So of those things, one of the things we started that I highly recommend, especially if you're a small shop or a small brand rep, is comment pods. Are you in any comment pods? You're in one, but it's kind of a chatty comment pod.
What did you say? A what?
It's a comment pod.
Comment pod.
Yes. Some people also call them engagement groups, which, yes. It's a group DM. You know, in Instagram, you have your group DMs.
Yes.
So 15 people can fit in one of those DMs.
Yes.
And the more succinct ones, just post a little emoji, whatever emoji you decide on for the group when they post. And everybody else in the group goes and comments on their latest post. So with Instagram's new algorithm, engagement is key. And more than likes, comments are key. So your posts are going to be seen the more interaction and engagement you have. So a couple weeks ago, well, maybe like a week ago, I was looking at some of the bigger shops that had, 150 likes on their posts and a lot of comments. And then you look about 3 weeks back, I should mark the exact date, and they start to drop. And then another week, it starts to drop. And another week, it starts to drop because Instagram was phasing out its new algorithm. Now, I believe it's almost in full force, might not yet be, but you can tell the shops that have the comment pods, partially because it's all shops commenting, or a lot of shops commenting on their Facebook, or not on their Facebook, on their Instagram posts, but also they have a ton of likes, they have a ton of interaction. I totally believe it builds sales because you have to have your posts seen to build sales. People don't see your product unless you have people. They don't see your post anymore unless you have people interacting with it, and they don't buy your product unless they don't see your post. So that's one of them.
So okay, so let me start. So then these comment pods are essentially, you said, a group on Instagram, a DM on Instagram.
Yes.
Composed of max 15 people.
Yeah.
Which most likely are a team of 15 shops that are going to basically be helping each other out. Like, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. So whoever, is there one person who leads it and then they kind of go through every single shop?
So there's generally one person who starts the group, right? So I've started 3 of them. I started 2 from House of Chaos. I started 1 from Christian Handmade Group, and then Courtney from Crew and Co. She started another. She had asked me about joining one, and I'm like, ours is full. But if you make one, I totally want to join. And then we have another one that Dream Big Little Co. started, and so there's the one person who kind of starts it and then kind of lays down the guidelines and kind of makes sure people know that when they do their little emoji that they posted, that they've already commented on everybody else's, because you don't necessarily want somebody in there who's just, hey, I posted, but I didn't go check out everybody else's post and comment on everybody else's post. So yes,
so that emojicon that you put on there, is it like, say for example, I'm in one of these comment pods and I've already gone to every shop. Do I put the emojicon after I've done that?
If you've posted, yes. So some are different. Some will do like a little heart to say that they've shown love or commented, or that's where they caught up. And some won't do that because you're just working on the honor system that you have commented on every single post before you show that you posted. And that way, I do believe that way is a little bit easier because you don't have to scroll up forever to see who has posted. You just you can just see all your emojis right there. Click, click, tap, 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 comment, done. And a lot of times I found with shops is that one shop will post multiple times a day. So I'll go to a shop, I'll catch up on my latest posts that I haven't commented on, and then I go back to the DM, and the next 4 emojis or whatever, I've already caught up on because it was
Right.
that same shop. So they're pretty easy to catch up on. And one of the benefits, side benefits, not marketing per se, but is getting to know the shops, because we don't
Right.
see our posts. We don't have time to scroll down our feed. So I get to see these products that they make, and I get to build a relationship with them, and I get to, they pour a little bit of their heart out into their shop. And so it's neat to connect with their hearts by seeing everything that they put out there.
Absolutely. Especially you deal with shops that a lot of them do handmade things. So it's even more personal to them than if they're just selling a product that is being mass marketed. It's something very personal. And so it ties into their own little to their own story. I did have a question regarding those comments. Is there are the guidelines to those comments? Like, obviously everybody can't just put a comment with like cool picture or a thumbs up. Is there something that you guys say you have to go there and be thoughtful in your comment? Don't just put an emojicon, because I don't know, Instagram might be pretty savvy. They might catch on to this eventually. Is there guidelines to the type of comments that they're required to post?
So Instagram is constantly changing. When we first started these, I'd say, I don't know, month and a half ago, we would be blocked about every 10 comments, and Instagram would be like, too many. So you'd have to wait for a few minutes. I'd go check out the Facebook group. I'd come back. I'd keep commenting. Now they've taken that away. They've fixed it somehow. So now the only time they stop you is when you post the same comment over and over. So not even over and over, more than once. So if you're like on a sale, don't have much to say, woohoo, sales. So in the next post you go, woohoo, sales. They're like, I can't do that. You already posted. Right. So then you just have to back out of the post and go back in and comment something else. Yeah, emojis, nobody does emojis. I will say that some do cute, gorgeous, beautiful, because we all have limited time in our day. And that's okay, because sometimes it is gorgeous and sometimes it is beautiful. But generally you wouldn't do an emoji unless the post call for it.
And how much time would you say, I know you've only covered one strategy, but how much time collectively, like in a week, would you say you invest on Instagram for this particular reason to grow your shop?
For me, so we actually have one of our enthusiasts doing she does 2 comment pods. I think hers might be a little active. For me, I do 2 of the Christian Handmade Shop ones, and I might spend 5 or 10 minutes a day on it. Okay. So collectively about an hour.
That's just you.
And that's just me.
If you were to be doing all the work, how long would that take you?
All 5 of them? That would take a long time.
Do you need 5 of them? Do you need to set 5 of them?
No, you don't need 5. You don't need 5. No, 1 is sufficient. 1 is sufficient if you get a little crazy and you want to do more. I'm totally crazy, as we discussed. That's why we have 5. Right. But if you do 2, that's more than enough. I would say not more than 2.
And how do you go about getting these other shops to be part of that group? Do you just kind of have a relationship with them already? Do you reach out to them before? Or what is the etiquette for that?
So the way I started both of mine, let's see, I started 3. So 2 of them was on House of Chaos, and somebody had mentioned a comment pod, and everybody else was like, I want to be in it. I want to be in it. By the time I got to it, it was full. I was like, all right, I'll start my own. So that filled up, and then 4 or 5 more people asked. I was like, all right, I'll start another. So you put it on your Facebook post, you throw the concept out there and people sign up. Same thing with the Christian ones. Threw it out on the Facebook group that Nels runs, and people just sign up, and it fills up very quickly because people realize that engagement is key right now. With they've seen the drop off, they've seen the lack of interaction, they've seen that their posts haven't been showing as much, and they want in.
So engagement is a big deal. We're kind of going through Instagram, the phase of Instagram, what we kind of experienced with Facebook a couple of years ago, where Facebook page ceased to exist really, unless you were using ads. But one of the key components in getting seen on Facebook is the engagement. If you're engaged to a page, then you're telling the algorithm or the brain of Facebook, I'm interested, keep showing me this stuff. Well, essentially the same thing's happening now. By the way, Facebook owns Instagram.
Exactly.
So a lot of the same strategies are now being implemented into Instagram, where we're seeing the change in the algorithm. And of course, like any change, people freak out, and then you kind of have to readjust and kind of see, which is what you did, Rose. You kind of just realigned yourself and kind of came up with new strategies to kind of not just circumvent, but kind of game the system too, which is really, really cool. So I think for those comment pods, I think you kind of alluded to, yeah, you kind of do have to know these people. You can't just say, hey guys, let's do this, because you don't really know the quality of the people that are joining unless you already know them elsewhere. So would you say having a Facebook group or a community of like-minded shops, has that been an instrumental part of your strategy?
Absolutely. I have gotten all of my inspiration from there. There's so many great minds on there. You go on there, all of your favorite shops are on there. You get to see the names behind some of the bigger shops, and they're kind and they're helpful, and they share their inspiration, and they're not afraid that you're going to take what they have. So they just throw it out there. One example is Amanda Bratton, the Blue Envelope. She did a one-on-one giveaway with us. We're only, I think at the time, we were only, I don't know, 8 or 9K. And she's like 30 something. I could be totally off. She could be way bigger on that. But she just did a one-on-one giveaway with us. And then I've gone to her for advice on just, can't recall what I went to her advice, but I've just Facebook messaged her. I added her as a friend, Facebook messaged her. She just poured out comments. So many people post on there. I think there's like 1,200 people in the House of Chaos one. And
is that a Facebook group? House of Chaos?
Facebook group. It's like our Christian one, but it's non-Christian. I guess there's Christian shops in there. It's just not, you don't have to be Christian to be in there, a Christian shop to be in there, faith-based. So they're posting like every 2 minutes, every 4 minutes, you'll see something pop up. So any idea that they came up with, or they offered out there, or they suggested as something that was good to do, I recommend giving it a try and seeing how it goes. Was the strategy that I used this last month, and I saw amazing results.
I think that's really important to note, because as we transition and all these other social media platforms are kind of popping up, and we still think that some people think that Facebook is such a dinosaur, there's still very essential tools or features from Facebook that are very, very important to your overall social media strategy, such as these amazing Facebook group communities, because you get to see the people. To be part of a Facebook community, it has to be a personal profile, not a page. So you see the people behind the brand. And so those are the relationships you want to cultivate to be able to collaborate and go on to other social media platforms. So that and the Facebook ads are essential, two key things that you can't really get anywhere else. So I think awesome.
One thing I would recommend as a shop, for Facebook is, if you're not highly invested in your Facebook page, start a Facebook group for your shop. So when you have a closed group on Facebook, like we do with our different shop owners, every post shows up to your members, unless they mark it for some reason. Facebook doesn't what's the word? They don't censor it. They don't censor it at all. When it's on your page, they'll censor it. If your photo has too much text in it, they'll censor it. If you don't have a photo, they'll censor it. Whatever their algorithm is, censors it, because they want you to pay for it. Makes sense. The big companies are going to pay for it. Some shops do pay for them and see great results. Others, like us, will boost a post. We'll get 2,000 views, maybe 100 likes. And then our next Facebook post is crickets.
Yeah.
So for us, we didn't see any ROI on it. So that's why we invested in the Facebook group. And That's the one that our brand enthusiast runs. And we see a lot more results with that. Every post has more likes, it has more engagement. People are actually seeing it.
Would you say Instagram is a visual social media platform, Rose? And obviously, the nicer it is to the eye, the more attention it gets. What has helped you to create these images? As I know you mentioned that you have brand reps. When they give you the pictures, if maybe they're not up to par, or you want them to be kind of cohesive with the whole brand essence of your page, of your Instagram page, have you used any particular tools, any type of systems that help you to enhance the photos or make sure that the photos look like they belong together?
No. That is something we were working on this week, actually. We were working on a recommendation from Hillary Rushford, where talking about your first 9 to 12 posts tell your story, and they look cohesive together, and they have something to do with education, inspiration, community, and behind the scenes. So we actually got, this is a whole nother subject, but we got mobbed by our Christian Facebook group on Monday. And we kind of worked on that all day, of getting this cohesive story together. And the results were amazing. They were, we had our highest sales day in forever, probably ever. And we had purchases from all across the board. So in the past, we've had whatever product we're pushing is the one that sells. And then you might sell one of something else. You might sell two of something else. But whatever product that we keep posting about, that's what we sell. And it's super frustrating because you have all of these other products that nobody's buying.
Right.
So with that strategy, we were able to lay out our top sellers. We went and found which one were our top sellers. We targeted those. And we put them up, and we sold evenly across the board. Mother's Day gifts, Jesus, Grace, and Dirt is one of our shirts, and the Fruit of the Spirit pineapple is one of our shirts. We sold all of those evenly across the board. It was amazing, and I was so delighted to see it, because that is something that I'm like, how do you do it? Everybody's just like, well, push it. But sometimes it gets so tiring pushing the same thing over and over. How cool to have all your product displayed in that tiny little 9-window box and get it out there.
Right. And so you said something that kind of, I'm sure some of the people watching are like, what is that? What is that when you said that they mobbed us?
Okay. So House of Chaos has a mob that goes on. So for us faith-based shops, it's okay, but most of them are not faith-based shops. So we did get mobbed by them, but the results weren't great. So what happens is you have a spreadsheet, shops sign up, and you start going down the list, first person. And so say there's, I think in the Christian Handmade group, there's like 22 people on the list, and maybe 24. So that first person on the list, every single shop shares them at the exact same time. So you're getting 24 shares of your shop. The results have been average of 200 followers.
Wow.
And anywhere from 3 to 11 orders.
Wow.
In that time. So our results, some of them you put a code that people can use. We put out a code. Only one of them got used, but we had, I think, 10 or 12 sales that day. Mm-hmm. We made $365, which is huge for us. I love when people put numbers out there, because you can kind of see, right, you can kind of gauge yourself. Where can I actually be? What does it actually look like to make this amount of money? So for us, 365 is a huge good day. 150 was kind of our high before then. And I would love to have a goal of 150 a day. I think that would be awesome. The 365 just blew us out of the water. That was amazing. Absolutely amazing. So go ahead.
I was going to ask, so you said that it sounds like it's pretty organized, like the way it's put together. I know you put it together for us for the For His Glory Facebook group. And so all we had to do is go and sign up on the list. But how would somebody who's probably just starting a shop or has a shop, how would they go about being part of this? Like, how do they reach out, or who do they reach out to?
Well, if you're on a shop group, I would recommend looking in the shop group for, searching the group for mob or mobbed and seeing if there's a group set up already that you can be a part of. I see a little one back there.
Yeah, it's my little one.
So if you're in a group that you really enjoy, there's makes me want to. I'm sorry. Okay. I was just complaining about my lighting. I like these dark circles under my eyes. Okay. So, if you're in a group that you really enjoy, that you would like to start one in, here's what I did. So I took kind of the mob format from the other one that I was in, set up a new spreadsheet, added some new things. I really wanted to see the ROI. I really wanted to see their followers beforehand, their followers afterwards, and how many orders came in. So I put in a column on my spreadsheet for that information. Now I've been the one plugging it in. I'll ask them. They'll tell me, how many followers they got, how many orders they got, and I'll just plug it in. Super easy for me to do. So if you want to start one, it is a lot of work. Super, super fun. I also try to stay really motivating with it because people can lose interest in that kind of stuff. And I kind of have seen that a little bit in the other shop. And I really would like everybody to be engaged. So I do a couple things when we do a mob. I'll post in the Facebook group and then ask whatever shop it is to post her photos in there. One thing we noticed with our very first mob is that Instagram's new algorithm does not like text in a photo. So we were posting photos with text with the mob code. It was actually for Crew & Co. He only got 30 followers, no orders. After that, I was like, okay. Nels chimed in and was like, oh yeah, when I have photos with text, I always get less likes. I was like, okay. From this point on, I put in my Facebook post, to whoever the shop is that night, put your photos below. It's up to you, but I highly recommend no text in your photos for better engagement.
Right.
So instantly, the next mob we did was a huge success compared to that 31. And we'll come back around and mob Crew & Co. again. But huge difference not having text in there. Another thing I do, I kind of do that earlier on the day that we mob, and then I've got a group DM going with them because we only have, I think, 24. So I can do 2 group DMs, and that's manageable. But I kind of count down on it, an hour till we post, 30 minutes till we post. Then I suggest hashtags. Nels will chime in and suggest a caption sometimes or hashtags. And then after everybody posts, I will recommend that everybody goes and comments on every post to increase their engagement. So it's kind of a lot of teamwork. And I would say having my partner help out with it was a big deal. I don't know if I would do this if I was just by myself, maybe just starting out and I didn't have a whole lot of orders coming. Or if I had, delegated some of my jobs, maybe I would do it. But it did help out.
You mean to run the mob yourself as opposed to be part of a mob. So if you're a one-woman show, you would still be part of a mob. You just wouldn't be administrating the mob. Okay.
Absolutely.
And if you're part of the mob, do you have to be in the Facebook group and also in the DM group on Instagram?
The Facebook group is what will tell you about the mob, and then the DM group comes as a result of that. So anytime that somebody adds themselves to, like, I think you added yourself to our list, right? So on Sunday, we'll mob at 7 p.m. and on Monday, we'll mob at 7 p.m. So probably about 2 or 3 on Sunday, I'll go look and see who's been added to the list, and I'll add you to whatever group DM has room. And then you'll see notifications there. I'll also, because we don't have a whole lot at this point, I tag everybody in the post. Like I'll go down the spreadsheet and just tag everybody to make sure they see the Facebook post. And then I'll also do the group DM too.
Do you tag everybody on the Instagram post when it's posted?
No, you do tag the one shop. So you're all sharing just one shop. So like if we shared your shop.
Does the shop provide you the post that they want everybody to share, or you guys just go and grab whichever picture?
So they put on the Facebook post, they will put 4 or 5 pictures that they would like shared. So what I say in the Facebook post is choose one of the photos that the shop has posted below, or you may choose a photo from their feed that vibes with yours. That way it doesn't really disrupt your feed enough. Also, you have a certain look that appeals to your followers. So if you know that one of the shop's photos will have a better reaction with your followers,
right.
That's the one you post. Nels is really good at picking out which photos are going to have a real good vibe with her followers. So sometimes she'll just go to feed and pick out her own one. But we'll do that too. And if you can nail which one vibes with your followers, it's great.
Right.
You get so much interaction on it.
So it still goes back to making sure that your images are cohesive and that they're going to resonate with your ideal audience, as opposed to come out like a sore thumb and a customer is going to say, why is she posting this? It has nothing to do with their shop. Okay. Yes. That sounds really cool. And how long after we do the mob and we post that other shop's picture on our own feed, how long does that stay up?
2 hours minimum. A lot of people leave them up a lot longer. Some shops that are maybe posting a lot and they need that space for something else, they'll delete after 2 hours. But I think most of our shops leave them up for at least 4 hours, if not overnight. A lot of them leave them up overnight. On the other group, there's a lot more people. So you notice that some of them delete after a couple hours. But 2 hours is the minimum to leave it up.
I think that's awesome. This collective effort for everybody to kind of help each other out. And when you each help each other out in a little way, it has this huge impact, as opposed to you staying there hustling and hustling. Like you were saying, like you just got to work harder, and you don't have to work harder. I think you have to work as a community where collectively you're actually achieving more.
Yes.
And I think that's really neat. So I know that these are not your only strategies. I know you have a ton more, but but this interview can only be so long before the other kids come on in. So what would, I know this for a newbie that's out there, or maybe somebody who's struggling with a particular issue for their shop, what is something that you have learned, maybe the hard way, or a big lesson that you want them to learn, to know, to take away from your experience?
I would say interaction and your rapport with other shops is probably one of the biggest things. The interaction is huge. People aren't going to see your posts if you aren't interacting. So while you might be doing all that behind the scenes hustle, if people aren't seeing your post, you're not going to make sales. Another thing that I would say is all of it, but is the Facebook groups, getting inspiration from those, grabbing what you can, the comment pods, which is interaction. Another thing I'll just briefly brush on is shop shares. Mm-hmm. So there's an app called Kick, and people download it, and it's super easy to save a picture to your camera roll and copy and paste a caption. So you will have groups of however many people, and somebody will ask shares in the group, and then you'll private message that person, say, I'd love to. You'll send them your picture and your caption that you want them to share, and they'll send you their picture and their caption that they want you to share, and you'll share them generally at the same time, leave them up for 2 hours minimum, and you get to kind of play around with that and see which shops get a better reaction for you. Same with other people. Some people, you get a couple orders right away. You usually always get an amount of followers. So it's a really quick, easy way to be like, hey, sales are really low right now. I think I'll do a shop share, get some awareness out there. So
like a share for share?
Share. Exactly. They do it in the Facebook groups too, but that's a little more sporadic and random, a little bit harder to copy and paste from a Facebook post. I can't ever get to work. I know people do. I can't get it to work. And then my other thing for newbies would be to teach and learn. So if you're a super newbie and, take it all in, ask your questions, ask people. People are so willing to teach if you just ask them, and they love sharing what they know. I love the minute I find out about something awesome, I love sharing. Like, I'm so excited, I can't even talk. I just love sharing it with other people. Wow, I found out this really awesome thing. I want you to know about it too, because I want you to grow. And how it's that saying, rising tides lift all boats. A candle doesn't extinguish anything by lighting another candle. It's raises your own community. It raises your people that you get to work with. And on the other side of that is being willing to learn and being willing to ask the questions and give those people who've been there opportunity to teach you. So I would say those three things, which were like,
I think that's awesome. I think you summed it up beautifully. And I think the message, the thread and all that is community. Is community, and really leveraging your community, forming your community so that you can collaborate with these people, so that you can form genuine relationships, which is what social media is all about. And so speaking of communities, how can people become part of your community?
Okay, I want to tell them. Can I answer Liz's question first, or do you want to do that?
Sure. Yeah, Liz.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Hey, Liz. So I love Liz. She's awesome. So no, I didn't post one picture with all the products. What we did was we used an app. It's not meant for this. This is Hillary Rushford's secret app. It's called VSCO. V as in Victor, S as in Sam, C as in Charlie, O as in Oscar. VSCO. And the way you can upload pictures into that, it gives it a grid like Instagram. So you can pretty much lay out your Instagram feed. I want to post this photo, then I'm going to post this photo. So we did it. I would not recommend doing it all in one day. I would recommend spreading it over a week because it's 9 to 12 posts, but you can plan it out. You can start with your first photo. What looks right, color-wise with the next photo. Is that going to be another of your bestseller? And once you get it all in VSCO, you can look at it as a whole. So the reason for this, again, from Hillary Rushford, is we have two kinds of followers. We have our current follower, which sees one post at a time, and we have our new follower, which sees 9 to 12 posts. It's actually might be 6 to 9. I might be a little ambitious with that 9 to 12. 6 to 9 posts, that's what they see. So you want to be able to look at your first 6 to 9 posts as a whole, make sure they're cohesive, make sure they tell your story, which your story is education, inspiration, community, and behind the scenes. So for us, that looked like different things. Inspiration was scripture verses. Community was our customer photos. Behind the scenes was a picture of the two of us. And education, I forget what I put for education. But once you have that laid out, people who come who are new to your shop can see your shop as a whole. And that's what spread the sales across the board.
Liz, did that answer your question? Her question was, so she posted one picture with all products. Are you talking about the mob with a picture of the different shops, or are you talking about just her particular products and how she presents them on her feed? I wasn't sure.
What happened?
But maybe she'll chime in. Mm-hmm. And if there's any other questions, yes, feel free to type them in.
We'll come back to that if she pops up. She probably has a kid screaming in the background, like I would if my husband.
Yeah, like we do, popping in and out. Yes. So how can people get in touch with you or be part of your community?
So I have started a Facebook group that I'm super excited about. Thank you, Raquel, for being my cheerleader. It's seriously, I'll buy you palms. And it is called, for the moment, it's called eShop Hackers. Kudos to Raquel for also coming up with that name. It's just so fun. eShop Hackers, you can search on the Facebook search e-shop hackers. It'll pop up. You can click the button to join the group, and I'll just add you in there. Once you're in there, I believe you can just invite whoever you want in there. Then I see your question. I'll read it in just a second. I also have an Instagram account. It's at Rose Burkhart. So I will be sharing social media tips for e-commerce specifically on there. And I will also be starting a faith-based tea line. I haven't decided. I'm actually going to talk to Raquel, my mentor. You're my mentor, just so you know, about whether I should keep the tea line and the social media as the same Instagram or separate them out. We'll see. And then I also am on Snapchat. Rose Burkhart is my username on that. So we're going to do daily tips on how to build and grow your shop and just rock it. I'm also here on Blab. So it'd be blab.im/Rose Burkhart. I think that covers it. I might have missed one, but I think that covers it for now.
Okay. Yes. If you guys see her handle here,
There, I'll put it in here too.
yeah, her handle here is the same one you're gonna find on Snapchat, and I'm gonna be linking this to my blog post as well with all the links, so we can stay tuned for that too. I'll be sharing that, and I think we can answer Liz's question. I think she was talking about.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Okay, perfect. Yes, that was the question that I answered. And I'm going to find you your link to the Facebook.
I think we can actually, let's see. If you can, I want to grab the link and just put it in here for your Facebook community. So let me grab.
The reason it has a bunch of numbers at the end at the current moment is that, there, I think I grabbed it. Can
you share it, or can I need to go get it?
No, it's on there. It's on the message. Did it pop up yet for you?
No.
Oh, that's weird. It's on there.
Okay, let me see.
Can I star it? Yeah, you try and post it too. Ellie Knits. Hi, Danielle. I love Danielle. Do you have an Ellie Knits hat? Everybody needs an Ellie Knits hat in their life. And some people need to move to the cold just so they can wear it 24/7. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. They're so cute. She has mommy and me hats. Okay. And Liz also has amazing faith-based.
Okay, so there it is. It's a
fun
blog, and can you see it? Let's see.
Yeah, it says log into Facebook.
Perfect. Okay, so if you see that link there, that's her Facebook community group, and you will have to log into your Facebook group, but then it basically gives you the group, and you can just log on to there.
Yes.
This is actually a new feature on Blab, which is really cool. We could add URL links.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Very cool.
Yay.
So yes, we did it. Our first Blab.
Woohoo! Your first too? I had no idea it was your first. No idea. Yeah. Like, oh my gosh, she's the expert. I'm gonna look. Well, I did sort of look like an idiot. Not getting the microphone to work.
You're so lovable. Yes, you're so cute. Yes,
but that's okay. I will get the lighting better next time.
Awesome. So she's going to be a force to be reckoned with. She's going to start really helping all these e-shops out there to implement a lot of the strategies that she's tried, that they worked, and she's seen growth in it, and she wants to help you to see the same growth in your shop. So chime into her group, be part of her community. She's going to be doing a lot more things. Connect with her, and even join some of her groups that she's doing. The mobs, the comments group, and all that awesome stuff that she does that makes her just amazing. And this is why I had to bring her on and just even start my own Blab channel for people like you that inspire so many.
You're awesome. I want to do a shout out to Liz. She is the Arc Threads. The Arc Threads, like Noah's Ark, on Instagram. Ellie Knits is Ellie Knits. I think it's Ellie.knits on Instagram. They're both awesome. And then, Raquel, if you ever need a brand rep / photographer / book business, this is totally another entrepreneur right there. And
yes, because I do a female faith-based t-shirt line.
Yeah.
So I do need girls, because
yes.
I get a little tired of seeing myself on there.
Girls, and it might also be fun to interview a brand rep, one who does it really well and one who works with, and, she is a photographer too. So it also just would be fun to kind of see that. So as an entrepreneur. So, but yeah, awesome. If you need anybody, oh my gosh, her pictures are gorgeous. In fact, I should probably stick like 3 shirts on her right now.
Very good. Well, Rose, I'm going to hit the stop recording in a minute, but I wanted to thank you for being here, for taking that leap of faith in your own business, and I can't wait to see what's in store for you.
I'm so excited. I'm seriously going to cry when I think about it. Thank you.
You're welcome.